Hi guys, this is Ruby with MRV Financial. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful monthly for our topic of the week. Reminder that we do have our raffle going on for 3 months. Surprise each month, one winner per month. So good luck to all of you. So let's get on with our topic of the week. We wanted to talk about business expenses, just what to bring to the table to your tax meeting. We do this once a year, so it's easy to forget. I would recommend that you do create yourself if you don't have an accounting firm working for you. Please be sure to put it on Excel if you're small enough to do it and savvy enough to do it. If you do need a system, you could also work with QuickBooks. That's pretty simple. It's kind of the standard for a lot of small companies, but there are a lot of other softwares out there. Don't limit yourself to just those. And then the other thing to add to that is really know all the numbers that are in your financial house. Because at the end of the day, look at it like your W-2. When, if you went from having a W-2 to having a business and there's that big transition, think of the W-2. All the money that came into it minus everything that got paid out of it, all of your expenses, how on your W-2 you have, there's a medical, there's this, is the same thing for you. But now you're the one creating that form for somebody else. So think of all of the expenses that went into the business, because each deduction may or may not be taken in full. One that I could think about is the meals expense, for instance. If you've taken out, someone for a meal for $100, you only get to take 50% of it. So that's only $50. So, very important to have everything very detailed when you do come to your meeting so that they can move a lot faster. And then you're going to need the transactions report, something to back up that data. So if you do have a system of software, these reports are called your profit and loss analysis, is the first report that I just mentioned. And then the second one is your balance sheet. This is a transaction report to back up your profit and loss report. As long as you bring those, you should be okay. But if you don't have this in place, then you're going to need to make sure that you have all of your accounts tied up, making sure that you show all of the money that came in, all of the money that came out, and then if you could have them separated by categories so that they could go line by line and say, okay, you could take that deduction, or you could only take a portion of this deduction, or however your meeting would go, but at least they have that information right in front. If you need a checklist, if you need an Excel format, please do contact us. We do have copies to offer you. So get there, so that by the time they look at it and they look at your balance sheet, they may or may not ask for additional paperwork. And then that backs into what type of entity do you have? Do you have an LLC? Are you a 1099? Are you an 1120? So those are very good things for you to already come prepared to the meeting. Don't try to prepare them that week of, because it's going to delay it. Very important to have everything created prior to, so that you can have time to review it and make sure that there's no errors too, because errors do happen. So bring that. Let's say that you have a S corporation, you have employees. Well, a K1 report is going to have to be generated for each one of the owners, right? If you have a partnership, same thing. A K1 is going to have to be created for you. So very important to bring all of the documentation for any of the owners. So when it comes down to the company, make sure that you bring all of the business owners' information to the table, the company's EIN number, all of the company's information as well. All of that is going to end up on your personal tax return. And there is a deadline for the 1120s, which is March 15th. So we are in January 15th. So this is perfect time for us to start to get all of those things together to give you that month to review, so that by the time you get to your meeting, those numbers are clean. So that brings me to the end of the topic. Again, if you want a copy of our checklist, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. If you need help with any of the things that we talked about today, we are here to serve you as well. We wish you a great week. And again, don't forget to join our raffle so that you can win something. Thank you and see you next week.